I have the joy of bringing our Day 2 Devo that we're doing this Holy Week. We're going to be spending just a little bit of time in Mark 11, 15 to 18. I won't be reading that whole passage, but I commend that to you. The next day, after Jesus' entry into Jerusalem that Laura shared about yesterday, Jesus is on his way from Bethany to Jerusalem. On the way, he has a throwdown with a fig tree. It's a story for another time. But then he enters the temple as he comes to Jerusalem. And he does so in quite dramatic fashion. He flips over tables. He stops all the activity, the religious activity, the irreligious activity, all the activity that was taking place. He stops it in that moment. And as he does, he says this: "Is it not written that my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers?" So Jesus causes all this activity that's taking place to cease. And then he quotes Isaiah 56:7 and Jeremiah 7, verse 11. And what is the significance of this? To be honest, I've been a bit perplexed for years at what all is really going on in this passage. And honestly, I think that there's a lot of layers. But going back and reading Isaiah 56 and reading Jeremiah 7, as I've done just in the past few days, has really shed some light on what I think is going on in this passage. See, Isaiah 56 is all about God's desire for his people to be a people who draw all people on the earth into relationship with the living God. And Jeremiah 7 is about how the religious leaders of Israel were not doing that very thing. And they were actually, instead of drawing people into relationship with God, they were creating obstacles to exclude people from God. I believe that this is key to what Jesus is demonstrating here, is that the heart of God and what was going to be taking place with his death and his eventual resurrection is that God's desire is that all people, is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, a place where people from anywhere in the world, no matter their background, no matter who they are, that they could be drawn into a relationship with God. I believe that this passage is actually a prophetic look forward to the destruction of the temple. And in many ways, Jesus is saying, my death and my resurrection are going to be the thing that lead every person everywhere on the planet into the presence, the experienced presence of the living God, if they come there through Jesus. And so as you reflect upon this, and as you reflect upon all that Jesus has done during this Holy Week, I want to encourage you, maybe even right now, to take a step away from your phone or your computer and just reflect upon that reality, that Jesus' desire is that all people, and that includes you, would know him and be in close relationship with him. And that even right now, wherever you find yourself, that he's with you and he wants to hear from you and he wants to speak back to you. I hope you have a great rest of your Holy Week, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.